Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to my presentation today. I'm glad to meet you all. Before starting our presentation today, let me introduce myself. I am Rohandi. I'm student at Master of Business Administration, Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Gadjah Mada, Indonesia. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this presentation, we are going to discuss about my paper entitled Analysis of IMBT Financing for the Purchase of Fixed Asset in PT Wijaya Karya Beton Tbk. PT Wijaya Karya Beton Tbk or Wika Beton has a vision of becoming a leading company in the field of engineering, production, and installation of the concrete industry in Southeast Asia. To support this vision, Wika Beton prepared the company long-term plan for 2023 until 2027. In the long-term plan, there is investment programs and company capital expenditure plans aimed to support business development and company profit growth. Wika Beton has three debt-based financing alternatives that can be used finance capital expenditure plan: investment loans, bonds, and Ijaro Muntahiyah Bitamlik or IMBT. The aims of this research are to analyze IMBT financing compared to other debt-based financing alternatives, analyze the impact of IMBT financing on company fundamental compared to other debt financing alternatives, and analyze the impact of IMBT on the company's market performance or valuation compared to other debt-based financing alternatives. The company's policy in choosing financing sources will directly affect the weighted average cost of capital or WACC and indirectly affect the cost of debt and the cost of equity, because it will change the level of risk and the rate of return debt and equity. In addition, the selection of sources of financing will affect free cash flow if the company's bankruptcy probability increase. In pecking order theory, companies will prioritize internal financing sources first before using debt and issuing shares. The construction business and its derivatives, including the precast concrete industry, require considerable capital, so it is unlikely that it will only rely on internal sources of financing from the company. Therefore, company inevitably have to switch debt-based sources of financing. Companies can apply investment loans to banks and issue bonds to finance capital expenditure needs. Another alternative financing that companies can use is to use leasing. This research focus on IMBT financing, where IMBT is one type of contract in Ijaro. Ijaro itself can be classified as part of financial lease. IMBT has several advantages over other debt-based financing, including off-balance sheets, improving financial ratio, utilizing cash flow, competitive pricing, leasing convenience, an option to purchase, and tax benefits. Data needs and data sources come from the company's capital expenditure plan for 2023 until 2027. Data source from Wika Beton's long-term plan, projection of the company's financial statement, data source from the long-term plan, Wika Beton, and preparation of projection from the author. An interest rate or ujro on alternative financing of investment loans, bonds, and IMBT data sources from the bank offering letter, PT Wijaya Karya Persero Tbk coupon bonds as the parent company. This research uses a case study method combined with quantitative method in the form of scenario analysis by comparing the impact of several financing alternatives on the company's financial projection for 2023 until 2027. Finding and end result from this research is based on the efficiency indicators in the research result. The most efficient financing option is IMBT financing because it produces the lowest WACC consistently compared to investment loan and bond financing. This happens because the ujroh or IMBT rate is lower when compared to the interest rate on investment loan and coupon rates on bonds. In the calculation of WACC, this research uses the risk-free rate of government bonds with long-term tenors, and Jakarta Composite Index market return are calculated by excluding anomalies during the pandemic. This study also measures the company's fundamental indicator in the form of return on asset, current ratio, debt to equity ratio, and debt service coverage ratio. Measures by the ROA generate IMBT financing produce a lower ROA than investment loans and bond financing. The analysis of the ROA results show that the benefit of reducing of the use of fixed asset in the IMBT are smaller than the increase in depreciation because the financing period is shorter than the economic life of fixed asset. Regarding the current ratio generated from the calculation, IMBT financing consistently produce the highest ratio compared to other financing option. In IMBT financing, the company only record rental expenses and doesn't record bank debt maturing in the current liabilities. So current liabilities are of less value than other options. Regarding the debt ratio, IMBT financing consistently shows the lowest debt result throughout the year compared to the other financing options. This is because IMBT's financing is not recorded as bank debt in the balance sheet, but it is recorded as a rental expense in the income statement. Therefore, IMBT doesn't increase the company's debt ratio. Furthermore, in terms of DSCR, IMBT financing produces the highest DSCR compared to other financing option only in 2023 and 2027. The explanation of this result is that the IMBT payment scheme uses principal installment every quarter, and the nominal installment get larger at the end of the IMBT period, so that there is the current portion from long-term debt or CP/LTD which is taken into account when calculating the DSCR. Meanwhile, the bonds only pay quarterly coupons, and the principal of the bonds is repaid in the 5th year, which has an effect is in significantly increasing the DSCR. The explanation of this result is that the investment loan option payment scheme and bond use principal installment every quarter, and the nominal installment get larger at the end of the period, so that there is CP/LTD which is calculated as a denominator in the DSCR formula. Using the free cash flow to the firm calculation method, it shows that the IMBT financing produced the best stock value valuation result with a fair value 1,335 rupiah per share. This happened because in the IMBT financing, the company doesn't pay cash for capital expenditures in the investment cash flow, and only pay IMBT rent, principal installment, and ujroh, which is factors into the operating cash flow. In addition, bank debt is not recorded in the balance sheet, so that the total debt is smaller than investment loan option and bond option, so that the equity value becomes higher. The conclusion of this research are IMBT financing is the most efficient financing compared to the other debt-based financing alternatives, investment loans and bonds, by producing the lowest WACC consistently for 5 years, assuming the tenor of all financing option is 5 years. IMBT financing has the most positive impact on the company's current ratio and their compared to other debt-based financing alternatives. Assuming the tenor of all financing option is 5 years. For the ROA and the SCR ratios, IMBT financing is no better than other debt-based financing alternatives, assuming the tenor of all financing option is 5 years. IMBT financing has the most positive impact on the company's market performance or valuation, shown by the highest stock valuation compared to the other debt-based financing alternative, assuming the tenor of all financing option is 5 years. So, that is the end of presentation today. Is there any question? Thank you so much for your great attention.